Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Chinese Tier 8 Preferential Premium Medium Tank. The Type 59, yeah, just the Type 59, it's not a Type 59-2. It's the original Type 59. This is the one that released way back, it's in the early days of PC, this. And it was also released, obviously, fairly early days in the Chinese line's involvement in Wotconsole. And recently, it got some much needed love. It's a tank that really did need some help because it just tended to get outclassed on the battlefield, even against its own tier. And now, the little bit of help it's got will definitely help in terms of fighting back, which is good. So what did they buff? Well, they buffed the accuracy from 0.39 to 0.36 and the aim time from 2.9 to 2.3. Now that means a hell of a lot, because the accuracy on this tank was garbo, right? The aim time at 2.9 was way too long. It meant that the gun was, it just took forever to aim in. And with the poor accuracy as well, it just meant that it took forever to aim in and then you'd miss the shot anyway. And it was just so frustrating. And to have that buffed up and changed and added in is great. It means it can now fight like an actual medium tank and use its decent rate of fire to the best of its ability, which is good, which it couldn't really do before. In terms of fighting against tier 9s, which is the worst it will face because it is preferential premium, it will still struggle, because one of the things it does struggle with is penetration at 181 on its AP rounds. Now 181 isn't too bad for facing tier 8s, but there's a lot of tanks that you're really going to struggle with that sort of penetration, when a lot of the premium mediums now, and a lot of the tech tree mediums as well, if you look at like the Polish ones that were recently in, they've got like 212 pen. They can pretty much pen most tanks at tier 8 and, you know, can pen the weak spots of a lot of tier 9s. This with 181 pen won't guarantee do it, and you have to fire premium. And the 241 pen APCR round is really quite nice, but it still sometimes lets you down. But for me, it's hard, isn't it, when you're trying to buff a tank, because you don't want to buff it too much, but at the same time, it does need some love, right? So this tank, obviously, with the aim time and accuracy, definitely needed that, because, yeah, it wasn't very pleasant to play in terms of its gun handling. But I would have said the engine power is a bit meh at times, which is something obviously you get a buff on the King Dragon on the Type 59-2. That helps it just be that little bit more mobile for a medium tank, seen as it used to be sluggish because it had good armour, right? But the armour these days doesn't hold up, unless you hold down. So it's a bit moot point. But for the penetration, for me, I probably would have had it at like 190, maybe a little bit higher, just so it can put up with it. But it is pref, so you don't have to ever face tier 10s, which is good. So, in terms of the crew that I run on this tank, it's my pretty standard setup for medium tanks with pretty damn decent guns. And that is that I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Run and Gun, Steady Aim, Trap Mechanic, Camouflage Expertise, and Muffled Shot. Now, I run the camo expertise and the muffled shot because it has got good camo. And in doing that, you can buff the camo up to be pretty decent. You can stay unspotted when you're firing through bushes quite a lot of time. It lets you get the drop on tanks sometimes. And then the gun perks like run and gun and the steady aim, because obviously you want to make that gun attempt that 10% better, and making it a little bit better when it's on the move is definitely nice as well. In terms of equipment, I do still run rammer, vert stabs, and optics, because the gun is still not that great without the vert stabs. So running the vert stabs really helps the tank and buff that gun up. So in this game on Cliff, we've managed to push aggressively at E6, whittle the enemy team down, and we've got a hell of a lot of damage out of it. We're up to 4k damage, 1790 assisted. We had a good matchup, which was mostly tier 8 tanks, which is pretty much what you're going to see on average in this tank, which is good. And we're just going for the last tank on the enemy team. The Panther went for the Glory dive bomb. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it. I did consider it myself, but I thought, you know what, this is a pretty good replay, right? I want to try and finish off and get a kill. I wasn't quite sure how many kills I was on, though, because Obviously, there's no tell on the hood anymore. And I was like, I feel like I had quite a few. And I had 4 kills. 4 kills, 4.6k damage, ace tanker, high caliber, Confederate medal, 2.2k base XP. A really nice game for the Type 59. And honestly, it is a lot nicer to play now. Like, I used to hate the Type 59. Honestly, I used to absolutely loathe it. Right, it's one of those tanks that I 3-marked just so I never had to play it again. And that was because the gun handling was just a pain in the backside, right? Because you just... I always hated guns and was frustrated with guns that aimed for a very long time and then just missed anyway because they had bad accuracy. But you also were in a tank that didn't really have much redeeming feature in terms of its alpha, right? So this has got 250 alpha. And the reason it used to frustrate me is because it felt like a gun that had like 750, you know? It felt like the ISU 152 with its BL... It's not a BL10 anymore, it's whatever they've changed it to. But, you know, with the big 152mm troll cannon, it hit and it missed as much as that tank did. But that tank's got 750 alpha, and it is expected to be derpy. This tank, you just, with the chassis, the way the tank feels when you're manoeuvring and stuff like that, it just felt irritating, to be honest. So I 3-marked it just out of frustration, just so I never had to touch it again. It's one of those tanks that I bought back in the day on discount. I can't remember how much I got it for, but I know I managed to get it on a discount. And I got it because it was, like, you know, it was the legendary Type 59, right? That's the tank that you heard a lot about from PC and thinking how legendary it is. And mainly, it's not that good a tank. It's just the fact that you couldn't buy it and you couldn't get it. So, and it was very, very rare. So it was, like, massively sought after and very, like, hyped up. And then you get it and you realise the reality of, yeah, it's not that great. But these days, yeah, obviously with the buffs from 6.0, with the gun accuracy buffs in itself, and then DPM buffs, obviously with a 10% DPM buff, it's definitely a lot nicer. So, we're on the second game, and we're on Desful. And we've taken a very important position on this map, and we've taken the middle. I mean, this is one of those maps that, I think out of the 4 Cold War maps, this is the only one I actually liked. Truly, where I get it and I go, yeah, that's alright, I quite like that. The others I'm not a fan of. This map's alright. And I like this middle area. I like fighting in this middle area, and I like it because you get good shots out, you can spot out, but you can also get punished. It's not an invincible position. If you get spotted, it can be curtains very, very quickly for people that are further out towards where that tiger is that can stay unspotted. So at the minute, we're farming this poor old tiger up, we're keeping him lit, we're pulling back behind this building to make sure that he can't quite get a shot at us, but unfortunately he does slap a shot in. Then we take a shot from behind, and it's like, what? We got shot from the K line? Eh? Alright then. So I'm quickly making a dive to try and avoid being shot from the C line, and we're going to go see if we can spot out the K line and get shots across it. And lo and behold, there is a general. We get a nice shot into his tracks. He repairs it. Oh, no, actually, I think he just stopped there. And we're going for that tracking shot, but we pen him again. And this guy is just taking the punishment. He sits still, so it's like, right, I will aim for the tracks this time. And before, with the accuracy of the tank, this is where the accuracy buffs definitely come into play. Because with 0.39 accuracy, we would have missed half of these shots at his drive wheel. And be able to hit them is just glorious. And like I said, when you're coming into positions like this in the middle of Desful, right, being able to just, like this against this Indian Panzer, snap the gun in on target as quick as possible, for a tank like the Type 59, it's great. When they're improving the aim times and stuff of tanks with big alpha, and they can snap the guns in and get the shot on target dead easily, that's annoying and quite bad in terms of balancing. But when it's a tank like the Type 59 that should be this sort of medium tank that can get about, be alright, hold down, sort of this mobile, does it all medium tank, and it's got low alpha like 250 for the tier, it should be able to get the gun in on target a little bit quicker. But anyway, we're trying to reposition this game now, because we were going to the CS-53 in the cap, and I decided, you know what, no, he's going to die. Let's go back and try and help our friends on this C line that's sort of struggling at the minute. And we managed to get a good position up here to get some shots at this Tiger 1. We shut down the Tiger 1, and now we're moving up a little bit higher to hopefully be able to angle for a shot again at the back of the Oni, praying that we get one. He is currently behind the building, but you can see we've just got a slither of his tank. We pop a shot, unfortunately we hit the building next to him, which is just, yeah, like I say, a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're just going to wait and see if he pops out again so we can get just that shot into his back end. Because, I mean, at this point in time, he doesn't know that I'm here getting a shot at him. But unfortunately, he doesn't pull out. So it's like, instead of just wasting time and waiting, which is something you don't want to do, there's times where it's like, okay, this is enough, right? We need to just change what we're doing. We need to give up on that and go try and change the game somewhere else. So I gave up on the Oni, gave up on the idea of getting shots at the Oni, and came to see if we could get shots at this Barask or this IS-2M. And in fact, this not Lanson, UDES 14 Alt 5 pulls out. We get a nice shot into his side before he gets into cover. He pulls out. I was hoping to get a shot into his tracks, but unfortunately we missed there. The artillery tries to get involved, but look, fortunately for us, hits the building and does no damage. We get another shot into the back end of that UDES. I didn't expect him to just YOLO out then, but he was getting his shot from our medium tank at J5. And fortunately enough, he just drives out in front of us, which is great. Thank you very much, Mr. UDES. But unfortunately, we're not quite getting the kill. We'd snap a shot at the IS-2M because it's like, oh my goodness me, he's got a shot at me. Nope. Snap the shot, pull back. Unfortunately, we ricochet off that tier 7 heavy tank. And now I'm thinking, you know what, I want to attack this guy. We unfortunately ricochet off the extremely well-angled upper plate there of him. And now we side scrape off of this building. We managed to bounce him on our side armour, which is good. We tracked him in place, and the Ragnarok finishes him off, which is wonderful. Now there's only 3 tanks left. There's a medium tank, there's the TD, and there's the artillery. Now, obviously, we can see the Tortoise over there. He's the only tier 9 on their team. We've now spotted the 416, which we're going to try and get a shot snapped in, which we do. I've loaded APCR so that I could pen the Tortoise if we found it. Because that's the thing. With the 181 pen, especially with the Tortoise being buffed on its armour, we're not penning the Tortoise. We're just not. With 181 pen, you just can't pen it. You can't pen it in the Cupola, you can't pen it frontally at all without the APCR, and even with the APCR on the Cupola, you could still bounce, possibly. And on the side, especially if it gets a little bit angled, you'll, again, probably only get the shot absorbed by tracks or just bounce, basically. Because obviously the Tortoise is a well-armed tank, and 181 pen is not the best. So we get a nice shot snapped into the artillery. We're going to finish him off just like that. I'm just waiting for that Tortoise to possibly pull out. But now this 416 is YOLOing across. I can see it. I aim for his tracks. We end up tracking him in place, breaking his engine. Tracked him in a position where he can't quite get his gun down. We end up shooting him again. Damages an engine again. Again, I was expecting the Tortoise to pull out and possibly try and get a shot at me, but he's just focused on the medium tank that's at C6. And it's like, right, okay, can we get there to get another shot or two before the Ragnarok devours this poor Tortoise? And fortunately enough for me, he just drives out. So we get a nice shot into his side, which, like I say, if we were firing standard there, that would have probably bounced. But we've got his ass. We get another shot into his rear, and he gets finished off by another tank. And we finished that game with the Type 59 with a nice total of damage. We've got the victory. We come top on the team. We get 3 kills, 6.1k damage, 1,000 assist, 227,000 credits. Wonderful. Ace Tanker, Confederate, Sniper, High Caliber, 2.3k base XP. Type 59. It's definitely a lot better now. I wish they buffed the engine power, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. The buffs have really helped it with its gun handling, definitely. So, as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!